Guys killed a cultist, discovered that the whole reason for corrupting the Magilumen food is partly in service of bringing the K-Leech into the material plane. That was sort of the upshot of that. Ben seemed, I mean, it sounded to me, Ed, like you said that in character. We're not even live yet, Ed. Oh, okay.
Wingspan is a place
Nice.
full of birds.
Um,
Your goal
and so
is to build a
I
wonderful
believe Ben
preserve
said in character that he knew who the K-Leech was, so I think that's out there in the
that will
world for
lead
people
you to victory.
ask. Right, we can't allow that to happen, and she
Learn
sucks.
new facts
And
about
I think you
birds.
had definite
Blue
opinions
jays
about the
can carry up
K-Leech.
to 5
The
acorns.
K-Leech is one of
Discover
4
new species.
rulers of the Shadow Elemental Plane that
Help them lay
is,
eggs.
to all of your knowledge, well, let me just put it this way. Other than
Gain
Ben,
food.
none of you have ever heard of this shit. It's not even esoterically
even
known.
hunt.
It is an unknown place.
Become a bird enthusiast.
There are some scholars who have theorized that it must exist.
Wingspan.
But
A
no one has a
relaxing
name for it,
strategy
no one knows
game.
what it was, no one knows anything about it. Yes. No, you were there. Pretty sure you were there.
Lavender Legal Center is a nonprofit providing legal representation and related
I don't think
advocacy
you were drunk.
by
I think
and
you
for
did have something happen where
LGBTQ
you had to
Iowans.
step away. Does
Lavender
that
provides
sound
direct representation, advocacy, and referrals, with a priority for serving those with low income and
right?
LGBTQ
I
youth.
think your family
Lavender
was
operates
in
with
town,
4 main core values. The first
and
is
you had
equity,
something.
recognizing that legal aid and related advocacy
We wouldn't have
are
played it.
basic human rights.
Like, I don't, with 4 players, I
Second
don't play
is
if one person's not
inclusivity,
there.
providing
So,
equal access to services
that's-
for those who are marginalized. Third
Well,
is
we have
dignity.
played with 1 person, but I
LGBTQ
don't
people
like
are
it very
worthy of
much, so
advocacy
we
no
tend
matter
to.
their specific need
So.
for assistance. And fourth is
Alright,
compassion.
any questions or
LGBTQ
things?
people in
And you
need
guys
of
are in a
legal
cave,
services come to the matter with
and
great vulnerability.
you have a horse named
To
Carl,
best serve those individuals and families, Lavender
and an
Legal
egg
Center
in a
must
baby
have
Bjorn
concern
around
and
them.
understanding for their sufferings. Your support of Lavender Legal Center helps further the mission to provide legal services, advocacy, and resources for the LGBTQ community.
Alright, and
Together,
all
we
I
can
did
build a
was
more
write down a whole
equitable,
bunch of things,
inclusive,
like,
dignified,
these are things
and
that I know that
compassionate
are
future.
happening in the world, and then I'm just gonna let you guys go places. So, here we go. I'm really trying to embrace less prep. So, here we go. Everybody ready? Alright, here we go. Hello everybody, and welcome to Roleplay Give. Very tentative tone of my voice there because I opened up the OBS and it looked like everything was black. But looks like we're streaming. I won't have confirmation. There it is. I said I was gonna say I won't have confirmation of that until Ed does the cheer, but there it was. So good to go. We've been sort of scattershot with our streaming for the last couple months, but we're getting back on track here. It has been since February 12th that we have played this game. So a little bit of catch up, I think, is in order. Our party of adventurers, I think is the way to best put this, have been kind of sort of picking up people, losing people. The party's sort of changed its shape a little bit, but these four have been adventuring together for roughly 4 days now, and basically to just bring it right into like brass tacks, they found the egg of a dragon god. They're sort of, I don't know, roosting it on a large barbarian man. Uh, the I mean, I guess bone split is kind of a no. It wouldn't be a cloaca. That would be earlier. Um, so, uh, but anyway, they've got this egg they believe to be what will be the hatching of a god. That god is the sapphire dragon Waxamvea. Um, they've been traveling with it and have been running into more and more unrest. Unrest in the form of monsters known but in the wrong places, and then cults springing up and odd things happening around these cults. They got angry at the cult, tried to invade their uh, stronghold, ended up in their sort of catacombs beneath, uh, and I guess basically set it on fire. Uh, then, as they were not necessarily escaping because they had blown it up, as they were sort of maybe more escaping the flames, they ran into a merchant who looked like he was trying to do business with these uh, cultists, and they captured him and his horse. They talked to his horse. They found out that this guy treated the horse badly. They then treated that guy badly. I think he's dead now. Uh, and but the horse is not. Carl is with them, and they have a cart for Carl, the horse, and they were traveling southeasterly when they came across sort of a trail that led them uh, towards what seemed to be a connected um, area to the cultists. I don't remember honestly, guys, why you followed up to this cave. Um, but you ended up exploring it and finding it was like a farming area that produced the highly.
I think we saw tracks of the juice.
Mm,
I thought we smelled a smelly smell.
thanks for the subscription.
That could be too.
You might have smelled it. Okay. It led you there, and you confronted a quasi-powerful cultist who was converting the foodstuff of Quillen uh, into a substance that they found in that cultist area that they know is a corruption of it. Uh, they interrogated her and found out that the purpose of the cult is to bring this shadow creature, the K-Leech, from the elemental plane of shadows into Navyshla, the material plane. They then sort of came to a resolve that they needed to stop that, and I think that's where we left off. Am I missing anything critical, folks?
Pretty sure it was the horse that killed the merchant.
Oh, okay.
No, we did that.
I remember distinctly it was definitely the horse. Definitely the horse. I would never.
Understood. So, where were yeah, but I believe it was Quillen definitely who decided to off the cultist. So,
Oh, 100%.
yeah,
Like he kind of went dark Quillen a little bit
yep.
with realizing that like his entire people's existence is being jeopardized because some fucking cultists want to bring back this K Leech thing.
Yeah. Super dark. But seemed just in the moment. I think, why don't we, since we're coming back after a many-month hiatus, we'll have the players introduce themselves and their characters and let them know what they're doing and what they're planning to do now that they know that there's this evil being coming and that they are the guardians of a god egg. And we'll start with Chris.
All right, so I don't know that Bone Splitter has figured out it's a god egg, but he's been properly explained to that it is. He understands that it's not a dragon egg or whatever. He knows it's gonna be something big, but he
So
is
it
like
is a dragon egg.
it is.
Yeah. The
He
dragons
is
are
definitely
gods.
in mommy mode, and and he is maybe a little obsessed with the egg, but he is definitely dedicated to protecting it, and And yeah, him seeing Quillen murder a soldier makes him feel like maybe he doesn't have to be the bad guy. He can let you guys get a little crazy too.
Nice.
There was no soldier; it was a merchant.
Well, Quillen didn't
I only
murder the
killed the
merchant.
cultist.
He killed the cultist.
That was the
The
horse.
cultist that was tied up.
Yeah, that's true. Was tied up.
Are we sure we didn't also murder the merchant?
Oh, so the horse murdered the merchant.
I'm pretty sure
We had two
y'all and the
prisoners, and they're
horse.
both dead. I don't.
Yeah, yeah,
Important thing: there is no baggage to cart around
that's
anymore.
true. You guys are free and clear. The dead people tell no tales. So Bone Splitter is a barbarian from the Quillen Wastes, and came out of the Knuckle Duster pits. Uh, he is very familiar with a group of slavers named the Quailani. I'm just sort of filling in a couple more backstory details in there because maybe
Yeah.
it's important for later. Uh, so, uh, anything else, Chris?
Nope. I think you covered my character that I completely missed on.
That's
Oh, I, Chris, care about this egg.
that's true. All right, next we'll go to Ed.
Hi, I'm Ed. I'm playing Ben Umbrius. Ben is a human-looking fellow, darkish complected, the Mediterranean sort of look, black hair about shoulder length, um, very well dressed. Um, a mischievous twinkle in his eye, and Ben is recently has let people know that he knows a little bit about this K-Leech and thinks it's very important that we stop whatever is threatening to bring this entity into this world. And the players have seen that Ben has some propensity for harnessing shadows and bending them to his will, and has a little shadow entity that comes around with him that he has named Obi.
Nice. All right, I will move right over to Tony.
Hi, my name's Tony. I play Ulfr Bjolfson. He is a beast-hide druid. Um, he has a thing for wolves, and you may see more about what I mean by that along the way.
I hope you do
Um,
clarify.
he
Consensual and platonic.
Yeah.
it is totally, um, and he's a little concerned because he is on his Faintrond, which is his basically he's on a walkabout and he's hoping to commune with his god Qua'iti, and he has not heard from Qua'iti in a long time. And finding out that there's this dragon egg and that there are strange things afoot with the dragons has him very very concerned, um, and not really knowing if he should stay on this path um, or well, he's just concerned. So
Understood. He is a druid, right?
correct. Yep,
Yeah,
beast hide druid.
beast type druid. Got it. Okay. And last but not least, Shane.
Hi, my name is Shane. I am playing Quillen, who is a Whiskerkin, a race of very intellectual, academic inclined rat folk. Uh, they live underground, are very secretive, but one of the main living underground. They're only able to do so because of a magical crop that they grow called Lumania, and it's been getting corrupted. And the crop is not giving the same yield, and the experts are saying that if we can't fix it, we are going to have to leave for the surface, which does not bode well for the Whiskerkin people. And so a group of people named Seekers have been sent out seeking answers. the primary goal is trying to figure out and stop what is corrupting the Magilumina. But the other goals would be, okay, if we do have to come out, what kingdoms would be the most friendly to us. Start establishing things, start learning more about a world that for a long time they've just basically ignored because they could. And so he is out doing that, and as we mentioned, recently found out that there's this cult corrupting his people's food supply, and the party did see a bit of Dark Quillen, who is normally kind of this reserved um, rat folk person, but was not so reserved in that moment with, I believe, a dagger that they actually found from the cultists.
Yes, which I don't think I statted out and put in your inventory, which I said I was going to do.
We'll have to figure it out.
All right.
He's only stabbed one person with it. He's got a lot
But
to learn
Ben
about.
translated the language that was on it.
Yes. Which was the Dark Primordial.
Yep.
All right. So we are picking up exactly right from that moment. The cultist has been dispatched. There was discussion about the fact that the K-Leech has to be stopped. The various party members have differing reactions to that, but you are mid-afternoon in a cave. I'm going to just quickly put us over. Oh, I guess I was on a different map than all of you, but I am going to activate this one. Um, if I, oh, I must have split Shane off into that one. Hold on.
Oh, I had just moved myself over there
Oh,
looking at the
okay.
map. If that's the, I can go back easy.
Okay. Um, so you guys are right here where the pinball is. Those caves are right over there. You are on your way towards the road to Cloverdrum, which is the major port city in the Trapfolini Basin, which would lead into uh, the Vecni Expanse, which is the major southern ocean, uh, and could take you just about anywhere from there. Uh, you had talked about perhaps getting a ship from Cloverdrum, or
Well, we know that there's like folks in Cloverdrum that are transporting this
Mm-hmm.
this stuff.
stuff, right? And I think that's what you guys know.
And I don't recall what was written on the dagger. I remember the language. It was something like ascend or something, but
It, yeah, and I did not write it out. Um, it was uh, it was mostly you must bring the shadows up to the light or something like that. It was something about secrets and the ascension.
I didn't even remember it being that much text. I thought it
Uh,
was like one flavorful word.
um, I
I
think
might be thinking of a different dagger. We might have found a couple.
well, my memory and my note taking on that date were not great. That I know what the dagger does, um, but I don't know. Uh, I don't know what I actually said. It said. I think it was supposed to be like uh like an ascension or a rising of uh bring to light that which is dark, but
But it would not be to bring to light because we don't want light.
it it is something like that. It wouldn't use the word light, but it would be similar in like when we say the idiom, like, shed some light on it. Um, it would be that sort of idiom.
It's a knife to cut the shadows.
Um, no, you wouldn't get that from it. It reveals things. Uh, like as finding out secrets about people. Um, so, uh, but you would have. I don't know that we spent an entirety of time attuning with it, right?
No, because
Well,
literally I
and nobody
just
has done
stabbed the
that yet.
person. I mean,
Right,
that's
right, right.
I've literally, yeah. Quillen has
Yeah,
literally
the
just
only
stabbed
thing
the
we
person
know
with
is
it.
that Ben translated the text that was on the blade.
Right. The intent was to, and I don't know what I said as far as the word, but the intent was it reveals secrets, basically.
That would certainly have value in certain circles.
And then speaking of, I mean, since we're talking about it, having just stabbed this person with it, does anything interesting happen? Does anything out of the ordinary happen with it as it spills the lifeblood of this cultist onto the cold cave floor?
You have the very real sense that had you attuned to this dagger,
Oh,
uh,
I got like a tickle. Like,
yeah,
cool,
something would have occurred. So,
cool. Oh yeah.
and you know
Well,
what? I'm still not writing it down, so I'm going to write it down right now.
uh, so Quillen will like kind of wipe it off uh, on his robes and say,
You
"Well,
can just
I
wipe it
guess
on that guy's
that's
robes.
that."
He's not using them. He doesn't care if they're dirty.
Oh, and he kind of looks down on it, realizing what he's done, not having really thought about it. This is probably the first time he's stabbed someone in a cold-blooded killer kind of fashion. But nonetheless, like tucks the dagger back into whatever sheath or such, and it's gonna like put it into his into his belt.
Okay.
Well, I might be needing that again to solve this problem.
Well, it certainly is a problem.
And I would say there's probably a weird juxtaposition, like as he looks down at the dead body and refers to it in a very like dehumanizing way.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um, there's nothing special that happens to her body or anything. There's no wicked witch melting or anything like that. Um, but the smell in the cave is, after the action of what has occurred, the intensity of the interrogation and everything like that, uh, that smell of tenebrae root, which is corrupted mage alumina, is throughout here. You see the corrupted major luma peeking in through the soil, some of it growing off of things that you'd rather not think about. In fact, it looks to be some dead animals that have been thrown onto them to feed it, something that would be anathema to the Whiskerkin.
well, shall we burn this place too?
Yeah, it sounds good to me.
Okay.
So Quillen will take the body of the cultist, put it on the pile, and then in a very cinematic like light the match, like walking away, like light the match, and just toss
bad,
it over his
bad,
shoulder.
bad boys walk out as it
Right
blows
as
up
it like,
behind you.
yeah,
I have a very interesting picture of a mouse walking away from an explosion in a Michael Bay film.
yeah.
So, all right, you guys are back with Carl at the cart, I assume. Where do you want to do? Where do you want to go? Looking at this map, you know that Cloverdrum was the port city where I don't remember Carl's original renter's name, uh, but that's where he got Carl was. I think he actually got Carl in Amberdrift, took him through Cloverdrum and up to White Abbey.
I think that was true, and I think that we had reason to believe that Carl was not taken through fair trade
He
and
was
might want to be returned.
he was not. That's correct. He would love to get back to his farm if you guys would be willing to take him there, I think is what was said. That was through uh, Ulfer speaking with animals that you learned all that. So,
Well, I think Quillen's going to have to drive the pinball because he's the only wizard here.
in a lot of ways, I think a pinball wizard would be an artificer. Uh,
Be an amazing idea for an artificer. Just a pinball wizard.
There's got to be a twist.
So, are you guys continuing on to Decathorn, or are you going to go overland? You could cut through this pass here. Um, looks to be somewhat swampy going, but would have the benefit of not capturing any other attention. Three of you know that on your way through to White Abbey at Penta Pass, you were accosted by provisioners who were seeking to uh, find out what happened in the mines, and we're also looking for their ex-colleague Ronan, uh, who you used to associate with, but who has since disappeared. Of course, the roads would be much faster and much easier to pass through.
Yeah, I have some concern about not going on the road with our cargo in the cart.
I think Ulfer was our. Ulfer, do you have? Think your experience with the ways of traveling overland or road? What would be your preference?
I've walked quite a distance already. I'm open to new experiences, but that would definitely be my preference.
Roads or the swamp. I didn't catch which one was your preference.
Uh, Probably more roads.
Okay.
Off road, but not swamps, if that makes sense. Like Ulfer wouldn't have been walking down Main Street, but
Right. Well, you guys are on a secondary road already. Decathorn
yeah,
is nobody's destination. It's a way stop on the way between things. It's a very small village, even smaller
I
than
say we stay on the road
Pentapass.
with the cart.
Okay. I will put it out to you guys. What do you wish to do with the roughly day travel you have? I don't want to get into. I've fallen into a trap of trying to make travel more interesting than it almost ever is, and I'm trying not to get into that trap again. So, uh, what what do you guys? Anything you want to do with that travel? Okay.
Yeah, I think Quillen's just gonna, yeah, just travel. He will look for interesting like flora, fauna, um, and then and maybe like take samples and sketch it and write about its properties and such when he's taking a turn on the horse, assuming the horse is amenable to
If you're so inclined, you can give me a survival check.
pause with that. Not awesome.
Well, if you want to use nature, you can use nature, since that might be more what you're talking about, or even medicine, whatever it is you're most looking
Okay,
for.
cool. I think just trying to. It's mostly just trying to learn about what's out here.
That's probably nature, I would
In
think. Then.
general, normal. Here we go. Oh hell
Ooh,
yeah!
Oh, oh.
and we're back.
All right. So you're just about to camp on the first night, and the sun's getting mighty low, big guy. And so it glints. That was a Hulk reference. The the sun's
Yes.
glinting off of like this patch of grass, like on the east, or sorry, on the south side of the road as you're walking. So on your right, uh, and it catches your eye. It glint, this tall grass is sort of glints off whites and greens, little sparkles and whatnot. This
Okay.
this gives off. You catch it just out of the corner of your eye. This oily, iridescent blue purple butterfly wing glint to it. It's maybe 15 feet off the road. You'd have to like go off this dirt and somewhat stone cobble road. It's not a major road, and into kind of like a natural drainage ditch, and then back up into this grass field to get a closer look if you wanted.
Yeah, 100%. I think.
Okay, are you just gonna walk off?
I think he'll say, hey guys, I got to see about a plant.
Okay. What do the rest of you
But
do? Let's see about a plant. Sounds like he's gonna go take a bio break.
oh,
Ben has been kind of in his own little world for a bit here,
Okay.
so he's not really responding.
Okay. So you wander off Quillen off a little bit to the south. The grass is just at the top of your head. Um, it's very tall grass. Uh, and at parts it's almost razor grass. You've seen it before. You're careful. You're not getting cut up by it or anything. Um, but as you get to the part where you thought you saw it, you can see that some of the tips of the grass is broken. This razor grass has been snapped, and there's a black, oily, like liquid, thick, viscous liquid rolling off of it, and it's what's glinting this iridescent light. Um, I'm going to tell you right away, though, uh, because as you look at it, you look and you can see 10 feet further south from you, the grass has been completely flattened, as if something has rolled over it. Something maybe 10 feet wide, maybe 15 feet wide in parts. And it looks like it's uh, because I'm going to give it with the 25. I'm going to say it looks like it's something that moved via slithering. Uh, and the grass underneath it is all caked in this sort of black, inky, viscous, iridescent goo.
wow. Okay.
No sign of anything in either direction.
He will. Yeah, Quillen's going to send his dragonfly familiar back to get the attention of uh, the group, and then just full on using a spell slot for it.
Okay.
Will cast detect magic. And just like he gets perfectly still when he realizes that there might be a predator around, especially a predator that's not large, and will attempt to get the group of the attention of his traveling companions, yeah, and then cast detect magic to figure out maybe some better idea of what's going on. What's going on here.
All right. In Navyshla, magic is the arcane magic comes from the four elements. The elemental plane, the ley lines, if you will, of Navyshla are powered from fire, water, air, earth. Um, the magic you detect after you finish casting the spell is different, and it's the magic you've detected sort of in the background of this shadow element. It's cold, it's devoid of light.
Kind of reminds me of Ben. Um,
Yeah, it would.
I mean, like I
Potentially.
think legitimately, like when I've seen Ben use magic.
That seems reasonable.
Would that be right, Ben? I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, then, yeah, he's going to stay still and hope that you know, hope that people come up to him. And he will. Well, it is a spell slot. Let's see how we do it out of combat. But um, yeah, he will make ready. I just have to check it. See how long it lasts. Yeah, lasts up to 10 minutes. It is going to take the detect magic, but I think he'll use the bonus action to cast Expeditious Retreat so that he's ready to move if necessary.
You got it. Otherwise, you're gonna stake out your position there until you hear back from your.
Yeah, and what I mean, like he's like perfectly still. I mean, this is small rodent in a field
Yeah,
that at night and an owl flies by and it's literally just
yeah, yeah.
he
Per-
did the small movements to cast detect magic, figure out what's going on. He feels like he's trying to get help coming and he's making ready to run because whatever that is might eat him easily.
Did you instruct your dragonfly to go to any specific individual in the party, or just back to the party?
I think it was just back to the party, so probably the first person it sees or what have you.
Okay. Either
Are we still all together? Or are we spread out?
that's up to you guys. Now, Quillen has moved about 15, 25 feet off the road. And I don't know if you guys kept moving when he said, I'm going to go see about some plants. So,
Well, Ben's been riding in the cart, has not really been paying attention, is not driving. So really a passive passenger at this point.
Is Quill coming back to talk with us to
the
tell us what he's seen?
the
He sent
dragonfly
his
is.
dragonfly to get our attention.
Oh, got it.
So I could have you guys make perception checks or just go by your passives. It's a dragonfly.
And for what it's worth, I do think it's like a known.
Yeah,
This is like
you've seen it.
We've seen it.
compared.
Your
seen it.
dragonfly.
But you're also, not too far from the swamp, so might not be the only dragonfly in the area. Okay, Ulfer does not notice it.
Well, my passive is 18.
Okay, you notice it.
And Ben sort of comes out of sort of like a reverie, like he's been like eyes unfocused, and sees it. And what are you doing by yourself? And does it like try to lead him?
Yeah, I mean, I think the instruction was to, like go get them. So I think, yeah, like once it has your attention, it's like, flying away, and like if you don't follow, like immediately comes back, and then like fly.
Yeah. Well, it looks like someone wants us to see what Quillen is up to. We better go have a look.
Does Pass Without a Trace, if I cast that, and Quillen's not close enough, when he gets close enough, can he be covered by it?
Has to be at the time of the cast, I believe. And then you have to stay within the range. Is my understanding of that spell, I have been wrong about spells. Is that how you all understand that spell?
I've seen it. I've seen people do both. Yeah.
Okay, I'm following
You definitely have to be within range at the
You
time
have
of
to be
cast.
within range for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know about whether you have to stay there or not.
Okay, I'm just following what I've heard
perfectly
Matt
fine.
Mercer do. Like, if you get out of that range, then you lose it. So,
Matt Mercer has also been wrong about spells.
he has. I'm not quoting him like I would quote Jeremy Crawford.
Yeah.
Jeremy Crawford is wrong with the force of authority.
I also agree with you on that. I made that joke on purpose.
according to JC,
Yeah.
it is intended that you stay within range. So yeah.
Okay.
It's Jeremy Crawford.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh my god, how great that his initials are JC. I hadn't thought of that before.
I like to make that joke every now and again. Like that's his authority, is that he's JC. JC tells us.
Oh man, the good book of JC says.
Right.
What's
sage
his
advice.
Sage advice? From the book of Sage Advice, we learn that JC has told us.
JC tells us that the intent was.
All right, so yeah, it would be good for you and Bone Splitter and Ben, but it would not affect Quillen once you caught up.
Although
think,
you said
it's
Quillen
30
went 15
feet. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, you said Quillen went 15 to 20 feet away, so Quillen's probably in anyway.
Does the spell say you have to see the people? Not to be. I don't want to be this pedantic about it, but we
Each
did.
creature you choose within 30 feet of you.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, then you could just wish it, and not knowing where he is, and since he is within 30 feet, he would be affected.
All right, I shall do that.
Because the only reason I ask it, I don't want to be pedantic about it, but the only reason is because Shane was very clear that he was being still as a mouse, and trying not to be seen. So, all right. So, Pass Without Trace is cast. I'm assuming Bone Split is going with you. Uh, so, are you guys trying to be stealthy? If so, please make stealth rolls. Add 10 to the die roll.
I don't think Ben feels any need to be. He's really just going to the dragonfly wanted attention.
All right. So,
I'm just walking.
all right.
Oh, mine's a 22. Sorry, I forgot to add the 10.
That's fine. But if you were still walking, I would rule that that's just a 10, right? So your stealth would be 20 because you are under the effects of Pass Without Trace.
I mean, I suppose my passive stealth is 16.
Right. So
Plus 10.
So 26 is
Like,
my passive stealth.
yeah, I feel like that's not in the spirit of what we're trying to do here.
I am
though.
not trying
yeah,
to be
yeah,
stealthy.
yeah, right. So
I literally was just looking up like the overuse of passive abilities. Like it's not the same as taking it to. It's like just my passive's a 27, so I always find the thing. It's like, well, then kind of takes the dice out of D&D.
There's some skills that can be used passively, like you can just passively notice things, but there's a lot of them you just know that doesn't.
But I think when you're actively looking for something, even if you can passively do it, like when you actively do it, you should really.
I agree with you because otherwise the game just becomes a game of what you pumped up and what you didn't.
Right. It becomes character building more than dice rolling.
Right.
Yeah,
there's no environmental stressor to that. Then the dice are supposed to some degree indicate environmental stressor to me anyway.
Yeah, honestly, the only things I think are really passive are perception and insight.
Yep, agreed. Those are the only ones I like. The other ones I toss out. So
Everything else you have to do actively. You have to to make a choice to engage with things.
An insight to me is I get it. I also think that one I'm
I
on
can
the
see it. I could see it for knowledges.
Yep. I can see it for just somebody gives you a general impression. But
Oh, I mean knowledges like arcana, nature, those things. Like I could see using it for those because it's what you know. You're not trying to access it. Like you might know something.
I like to not just give advantage. I'll give giant bonuses if you would know it if we're gonna roll, or I'll just say you know it because why roll dice if it doesn't serve any purpose. But anyway,
I'm gonna build
there's a lot of times I know stuff. It's all locked up in there, but can I recall it when I need it? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. And as I get older, that becomes more and more true.
I'm gonna build a character all around the idea of passive intimidation.
I think that actually probably could be a thing, honestly. Anyway, let's get back to where we're at in the story. So, Quillen is in these tall grasses. Ben, as you approach, you can see darkish, this darkish material on it. It reminds you of a place you've been before. Not certain who or what it came from necessarily, but it definitely is reflecting the light in a way that is not
almost absorbing it rather than reflecting it.
The absorption throws off strange colors. This octarine sort of color. So
Well, what did you find here?
that you can hear them approaching, especially Ben, since he's not trying to hide.
Quillen's gonna wait until he can try to make eye contact with one of them.
Okay.
And then just try to point out, what's going on. The razor grass that's got the ichor on it and the big. And once they get close enough to whisper, he's going to say, "Creature nearby."
It looks
Very
like
large.
something, perhaps some kind of emissary to the Kalich.
Something. I did briefly have detect magic going, and
Something that should not be
honestly,
here.
it felt like your magic. This isn't just a mundane creature.
No, it looks like something that should not be here.
I'm not sure if part of preventing the release of the K-Leech is preventing the spread of her emissaries.
Hmm.
It also looks like a very big creature.
Yes, it likely something that would be very dangerous to the people of this world. And though I am loath to admit it, I find myself currently wishing to save some of them.
I will leave it to you. Indicates that the three of you, and I'll be behind you.
All right, I'm going to step up, still not hiding, and I'm going to speak out in ancient primordial
Quillen hides.
and say,
Okay.
"All right, come on out."
All right, you step out into this flattened razor grass, so you are not in any danger of taking any small cuts from this razor grass. Uh, it's 5 feet on one side of you, 5 to 10 feet on the other side of you. Uh, you speak out, I guess, to the south, even though this path is running east-west, almost parallel to the road. Um, your voice echoes out. Birds flap, a couple ravens fly off, um, but otherwise nothing happens.
Well, it might already be gone.
I couldn't hear you, Shane. I don't.
Maybe we could track it.
It doesn't look like it'd be that hard. It's fucking enormous.
Are there any signs that there are other animals around? Like, can we hear birds or?
Yeah, there's a few the birds that just fluttered off. Give me a survival check, Ulfer. To quote Brennan, if you would be so kind.
There you go.
All right. With a 16, yes, there are many birds and other animals around. Animals that are native to this area. Have adapted to living in a place where the plant life can cut you. Uh, and the birds all roost above it and know how to move through it. And given that, you get the sense that it's been some time since this moved through. At least several hours. At the very least, probably 5 6 hours, and it's towards the end of the day, and you think probably more, because you're not familiar with this goo, but you can tell by the way that the some of the razor grass has fallen over that it's been broken and has dried out significantly where it broke off. Um, so you get the sense that it's 10 hours, maybe, or more.
So Ulfer will just explain to everybody that it's been many hours since this has moved through, and it could be quite a ways down the path by this point.
Ben can give an Arcana check if you're interested.
I was gonna say, is that something I can assist with?
uh,
That's a natural one for a modified one.
you do have 2 rerolls if you want to use them, but otherwise,
No.
we'll let it stand. Nope.
I'll use my passive knowledge.
Okay. Nothing comes to you. So, What do you guys wish to do? It is, like I said, late afternoon. This is the dying western light had glinted off this iridescent sparkle for Quillen.
Was there still was there a flower ever, or was it just the sparkle of the goo on the razor wire?
I'm sorry, what was the question? I didn't hear
Uh,
the first part.
was there a flower here as well? I think you had mentioned, or was it just the goo?
It was just the goo.
Okay.
It's in places it looks like it's like hanging on stringily, I should
Cool.
say. It's the goo.
Yeah, I will. I will take a sample of the goo then.
Okay. Into one
Uh,
of your artificer test tube type things.
yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent. Uh, the
We'll
goo.
just say shadow goo sample.
Okay. All right. What do you guys wish to do?
The interesting thing is that the whole body came through.
Um, could you explain that perhaps a little, Ben?
I'm not sure. It's a theory. I see if I can roll it around a bit in my head.
Is it moving in the? Did I get the sense that it's moving in the same direction we were, or did we cross the path? Or
Yeah, you would actually, yeah, you wouldn't have even needed the roll as high as you got for that. It's heading eastward or southeasterly like you are. Almost parallel to the road, but looks like it's going to move um, southward of these hills. Whereas if you guys stay on the road, you will be moving northward of the hills. It's heading more directly towards Clover Drum.
Well, would it make sense then, instead of, it's almost night, instead of following after this in the dark, would it make sense to back up out of the razor wire and make camp and then either take the road or follow it in the morning?
I think it has enough of a head start that it doesn't make much difference if we chase it now or later.
All right.
I'll defer to you that know more about traveling in these environments.
Honestly, I'm better traveling at night, but I know that's not the same for everyone.
That's because you can see at night, or
I just like it better.
I can travel. That's it. That's what y'all want to do, right?
what about you, Bone Splitter? Should we continue on? Should we follow this creature? Should we follow the road, the path that we've been on? Travel at night? Wait till morning? What are your thoughts?
It doesn't matter to me. I don't mind traveling at night. I certainly like tracking creatures, but it doesn't matter to me.
Is there a certain time of day that you feel that you need to sit on your egg, or is it?
Nope. Nope. It feels my heat.
If you ever need me to warm that up for you, I could do that.
Warm it up how?
Are you going to cook it?
No, I mean,
Scramble it?
that's. I mean, I guess that would be the unintended consequences of warming it up too long. Wouldn't be the intention, but we could generate some fire, or I could make one. I could give you the ability to breathe fire, and then you could breathe fire on it yourself until you thought it was warm enough.
I don't think fire is what we're going to use here. I think my body heat is maybe all it needs until we find an expert on these eggs. Which I don't know that I really want to do, because then they'll want to take the egg and study it, or take the egg and open it up, or just something.
That's fair. That's fair. No, I was just offering to help, but
Bone
Just
Splitter. Will you please make a perception check?
Here I go perceiving.
Should probably just ask for your passive, but all
You got his passive.
right. In the baby
Actually, you got 2 above his passive.
two above, yeah, I was gonna say it was a slight benefit to have him roll. As you guys are talking about heating it up, um, you sense in your dragon baby Bjorn, like this is a little rumble on your tum tum. That's sort of like standing too close to a bass cabinet. Um, like when it's playing bass, like when you're a little too close to the low end, and you get that little.
Uh,
You can't hear it, nor did it feel like the egg moved. It's just something moved you a little.
I know it's coming from this egg.
Only was where the egg was touching you.
I'm like, oh, I think the baby. Yeah, I think this there's like a rumbling in the egg. Um, maybe does that mean it can hear us? You're talking about fire and it started rumbling.
I have a request for the night times, really all the time. Let's keep the egg out of the shadows as much as we can. This
Out
is a
of
bit
the
of a shift for
shadows.
me because I had this plan to try to corrupt it with shadows, and don't want to do that now. I wanted to create a little shadow dragon that would be like would serve me, and I think this is a bad plan.
Yeah, shadow dragon sounds bad when we're talking about
I
preventing
mean,
another shadow
it
monster.
sounds really pretty cool, but also a bad thing right now.
But if it's responding to just talking about heat, maybe we just give it a little heat and see what that does.
I'm waiting for the rumble.
No rumble. Now you're paying attention to it. I won't make you roll again. So if you're
I don't want to light something on fire. I'll cast firebolt at a torch, and just if it's okay, I just get the torch close to it and see if there's some some reaction here.
okay, um, no problem. You light the torch with firebolt, which is badass looking, and it's like a finger zippo. Uh, and you hold the torch up to the egg. Now the egg is in, I think it's leather. This sort of leather harnessy thing you've rigged up, and I mean, it more than doubles the breadth of Bone Splitter because he's basically wearing an egg like
Big ass egg.
from belt to chin, you know. So, uh, and so holding the heat to it, there's no reaction, Bone Splitter, but you can't see anything because it's covered in the leather where you're holding the torch to it. So.
Like I assume the top of the egg is kind of sticking out, like
Yeah,
by my chin,
for sure.
so I can give it little smooches randomly, and
That's why you would do that, yeah.
and like that's
Naturally.
not like changing color or doing nothing weird.
Um. Well,
My questions are about as dumb as Bone Splitter's questions would be at this point.
you're looking down at the egg, and there's a torch near your
Who's my
face.
special
Yeah,
guy?
who's um, and the egg. Did we ever show the egg in picture to Shane? Have you seen it?
I don't think so.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I've got the egg in here. I don't. Hold on. Let me uh let me add it to here. Add picture. Just take a second.
The image is broken.
I didn't break it.
There it goes.
I just made one called Waxa Egg in the player journal. It should be available to you.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And I think I somehow set it up in the player journal for Bone Split, and I don't know why, but I don't know how
It's
that.
linked to everybody. We also have the note that Ronan Shaw smells like butt.
Oh yeah.
What?
Okay. Well, there you go. Oh, I see how it works. Okay. All right. So that's what that egg looks like.
Sweet.
And so when the fire gets close, it reflects the fire, but you can also see a little hard for Bone Splitter to see looking down as he is with the fire being right there, but uh, from the rest of you looking at it from you can see like a swirling like crystalline mist. Like there's it's like a snow globe filled with glitter in there when you hold the fire up to it. All shades of blue, between like a sky blue to like a really deep ultramarine. Can tell what I've been doing with my days. Been categorizing colors and shit.
It looks nice.
Is it are you feeling it kick or anything there, Bone
Do you want to
Splitter?
unwrap it and let it breathe tonight?
When he
Um,
says,
uh,
"Do you feel it kick?" you get another.
and I'm like, yeah, I feel it. It's not like on my stomach, but it's like wah, 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 on my belly. Um,
How did that go?
wah, 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 wah.
It's actually how I picture it. That's like, when you did that noise, I'm like, that's it. That's what it would feel like.
Oh, maybe it wants more heat. Then more heat. What can I
I
do?
don't
In
know.
this
Does
situation?
anyone know anything about this kind of dragon? This like shiny blue one.
Anyone who would like to can make a religion check.
Oh, oh, oh. I'd like to make a dragon check.
Well, in this case, that's religion.
That's not good. Yeah,
All right,
I rolled a
12.
12 for dragon.
Okay. Uh, both of you know about the same stuff. You're filling in each other's stories as you start talking. The Sapphire Dragon's portfolio is sort of like uh, to put it in like the most modern real world terms, mental health. Uh, it it's sort of the counselor dragon, the counselor god, the god of helping people live their most authentic best life. The
Interesting.
uh, healing, but not just like physical healing, more getting getting yourself congruent with who you really are, kind of thing. It's the dragon of being who you really are, authenticity. Uh, really into the mind and soul bit. all of the gem flavored dragons are more spiritual in their portfolio. Uh, like the metallics have causes, and the chromatics have like action, and the gem dragons tend to be more on the spiritual side of things. And
So does
so
that mean it likes like warm beds or
you you know
like aromatherapy?
you
I
know
don't like
there's
some dragons like fire and some of them like cold and like this one likes comfort like tea. We make it some tea.
I think
Does it fight with candle scents?
Ulfer does not. No, he no no.
If we find a Bed Bath and Beyond, we'll get this baby hatched in no
They
time.
they fight with white noise machines and with shoes that don't have any laces. It's every counselor I know does not have laces in their shoes. Um, but no, no. What you know is that
I'm gonna check Robin's shoes next time.
she probably has some laces. uh, but every male counselor, it was part of the when I knew when I got my master's degree in counseling, I was like, I can't do this. I have laces in my shoes. Um, the uh, the stories about Waxamvea is that the the attack is like this sonic psychic sound. It's it makes a thunder in your mind. Um, it it almost like a sonic boom, and uh, it communicates through sonic waves, sonic psychic waves. You don't have anything in the stories that tell you that it really enjoys heat or anything, but you haven't gotten any sense that it's opposed or not opposed.
Maybe you should try singing to it.
I have literally nothing that will help here. I could sing it a song, I suppose.
What happened to our bard?
Some lady.
Some lady, like all
Oh,
Some
bards.
lady happened to the bard.
But you get the sense that the fire doesn't bother it nor harm it,
Yeah.
but doesn't seem to be doing anything in particular, one way or the other.
It's a lot bigger than 1 cubic foot. I could try to just warm up part of the egg with prestidigitation, see if that does anything for it.
Let's make camp and we'll think about it as we rest.
I mean, or maybe we don't want the dragon to hatch. I don't know. Let's.
You all say that the dragons are like your deities, right?
Not mine.
Yes.
It seems like if the Kelich is trying to come here and supplant the deities, it would be good to have another deity around and not stuck in an egg.
Just a
So
deity.
I
It
think
also
raised
seems
by
like
us.
it would be a bad thing if that being were to get a hold of this egg.
right, which is partly why I'm moving away from my previous plan, which was to corrupt it with shadow magic.
You
So
don't know
much
the future you're
honesty from
thinking.
Ben.
Yeah.
I had a big plan. It was going to be my little shadow minion. I have Obi. He's good.
So you guys set up camp. You, uh, if you would like, you can heat it up with prestidigitation. It doesn't seem to have any effect on the egg. Being careful, etc. And the effect it has is the same that you saw with the flame torch. It you see a swirl in it, but you're not sure that if you didn't hold it up to the sun the right way during the day, that you wouldn't see the same things. Heat doesn't seem to have any effect on the egg that you can discern.
Does Bone Splitter take it out of the baby Bjorn? Do you
Oh,
set
that's a
it down?
question.
I'm gonna set it down, but I'm gonna remain in physical contact with it. Like maybe like sit with my legs crossed with it, like, or maybe just like sit with my body around it so that
You do the leg
I'm
spread.
imprinting on this thing, guys. I'll fight every one of you. It's gonna be me. All right.
So while it's like unwrapped, Ben is pulling some torches off of the cart and is like placing them around it, trying to eliminate shadow from around this egg.
Oh, okay. There's no shadow around the egg. It's getting quite warm, but Bone Splitter doesn't really feel that kind of shit if he doesn't want to. Uh, and you can see wherever the light hits it, there's a swirling iridescence, that sparkling blue that goes through it. Um, you haven't had an opportunity to study it like this before. You're not sure if it was always like this. Um, although it is slightly different than from when you first found it, which was much more. You weren't certain if it wasn't made of sapphire, and now it has a very. It's still mineral feeling. It still feels glassy and glossy like a mineral, um, but there's a much more egg-like smoothness to it than there was before. Some of the angles, some of the planes that the joints, they've smoothed over, and it feels slightly more egg-like than it was when you took it out of Delia's mind. But otherwise, you're not sure how long this egg has to sit before it comes out.
And when the egg doesn't offer up much information, Quillen is going to kind of move back from whatever everyone else is doing up there and kind of turn hunched over the dagger that he took from the cultist and
Spend an hour.
is gonna well is gonna start just by casting identify on it because
Oh, okay, okay. Uh, if you
kind of
spend the
rat he is.
11 minutes, as I've recently learned. Uh,
One if you use a spell slot.
oh yeah, one if you use the spell slot, 11 if you
I'll
cast.
I'll just use the spell slot. I don't need to.
Okay, 1 minute. And you cast Identify on it. Yes. Welcome to another use of the Identify spell. Uh, I'm so jealous of that. I think that's so funny.
It is funny.
Every time he does it, I crack up. This has been another use of the Identify spell.
Just wait for legend lore.
Oh, really?
It's excellent. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Is
It's
it
pretty good.
junior year? Because I'm in the last two
Yeah,
episodes of sophomore,
Yeah.
so okay.
yeah, junior year.
Okay.
You're getting real close. Real close.
Uh, Tony, you. I don't know if you got through sophomore year, but the drama really kicked it up to 11, and you're right. It's really hard sometimes to listen to.
Yeah, it's a little over the top for me. I enjoyed the first one a lot, but the second one, they all seem like they're really trying hard.
Mm, it's to me, it's just really sad a lot. So I'm like, okay. But the elf part was so funny. I had tears coming out of my eyes.
Yeah,
Uh,
It honestly made me mad about how they treated Galir. It's like you motherfuckers.
oh no, not the treating of Galir. It's the
Oh, I
how
hate it.
every single that I think is awful. But I love Galir because I
Yeah,
think I think
it's
I
like
think
stop
I'm
picking on Galir, you assholes.
I think
yeah.
I might be Galir. I eat a lot of
Maybe that's something we have in common. That's why I
yeah.
take it so
I
personally.
I eat a lot of yogurt. I wear cardigans.
I
Um,
definitely have some Glear-like tendencies.
yeah, but the elf part that I loved is when they go to the island of the elves and they're all like pontificating about how brief mortal lives are. And it was like 20 minutes of him commenting on elves, and
Oh my gosh.
it made me laugh so hard. Okay, but that's not this game. if you like that, please do watch Dimension 20. They don't need our help. We could use theirs. Okay. Uh, the uh, the identify spell. Uh, it's the first time you've cast the spell and you get like this creepy feel. Um, when you're identifying things, it's objective. The magic is just telling you what it is. In this case, the sense is you're touching something alien. This is not of this world. It says this is a dagger. It was originally forged uh, in the Quillan Wastes, uh, just northwest in the city of Muldercourt, uh, over 400 years ago. It has been passed down generation after generation through family to family, and a number of times was sold. It was recently infused with tenebrae.
Ooh.
And it says the word tenebrae as if, because it's a spell, it doesn't know what it doesn't know, So it says, uh, and then it's almost like a computer querying itself. Uh, the substance is of the shadow dimension, parallel to the elemental planes. The dagger, upon killing someone, will immediately transfer one secret of that person's life into your knowledge.
Hell, yes.
It also will assist you in ending that life. So it is a dagger +1. And when you kill somebody, you might find out like their big secret is in 3rd grade I really had a crush on, Becky Johnson. But you might get the next big secret to the campaign. So might be worthless, might be very useful. But you have to extinguish the life, which means they have to fail all 3 death saves. Okay.
He'll go ahead and attune to it.
Okay. On that attunement, I'm going to call for a bio break. Is that good with you guys? Take a 5-minute break, and then we'll come right back. Sounds good. All right. 1 second, please.
By the way, I love the idea of
Wingspan is a place full of birds. Your goal is to build a wonderful preserve that will lead you to victory. Learn new facts about birds. Blue jays can carry up to 5 acorns. Discover new species. Help them lay eggs. Gain food. Or even hunt. Become a bird enthusiast. Wingspan, a relaxing strategy game.
Lavender Legal Center is a nonprofit providing legal representation and related advocacy by and for LGBTQ Iowans. Lavender provides direct representation, advocacy, and referrals, with a priority for serving those with low income and LGBTQ youth. Lavender operates with 4 main core values. The first is equity, recognizing that legal aid and related advocacy are basic human rights. Second is inclusivity, providing equal access to services for those who are marginalized. Third is dignity. LGBTQ people are worthy of advocacy no matter their specific need for assistance. And fourth is compassion. LGBTQ people in need of legal services come to the matter with great vulnerability. To best serve those individuals and families, Lavender Legal Center must have concern and understanding for their sufferings. Your support of Lavender Legal Center helps further the mission to provide legal services, advocacy, and resources for the LGBTQ community. Together, we can build a more equitable, inclusive, dignified, and compassionate future.
Wingspan is a place full of birds. Your goal is to build a wonderful preserve that will lead you to victory. Learn new facts about birds. Blue jays can carry up to 5 acorns. Discover new species. Help them lay eggs. Gain food. Or even hunt. Become a bird enthusiast. Wingspan, a relaxing strategy game.
Lavender Legal Center is a nonprofit providing legal representation and related advocacy by and for LGBTQ Iowans. Lavender provides direct representation, advocacy, and referrals, with a priority for serving those with low income and LGBTQ youth. Lavender operates with 4 main core values. The first is equity, recognizing that legal aid and related advocacy are basic human rights. Second is inclusivity, providing equal access to services for those who are marginalized. Third is dignity. LGBTQ people are worthy of advocacy no matter their specific need for assistance. And fourth is compassion. LGBTQ people in need of legal services come to the matter with great vulnerability. To best serve those individuals and families, Lavender Legal Center must have concern and understanding for their sufferings. Your support of Lavender Legal Center helps further the mission to provide legal services, advocacy, and resources for the LGBTQ community. Together, we can build a more equitable, inclusive, dignified, and compassionate future.
Wingspan is a place full of birds. Your goal is to build a wonderful preserve that will lead you to victory. Learn new facts about birds. Blue jays can carry up to 5 acorns. Discover new species. Help them lay eggs. Gain food. Or even hunt. Become a bird enthusiast. Wingspan, a relaxing strategy game.
Lavender Legal Center is a nonprofit providing legal representation and related advocacy by and for LGBTQ Iowans. Lavender provides direct representation, advocacy, and referrals, with a priority for serving those with low income and LGBTQ youth. Lavender operates with 4 main core values. The first is equity, recognizing that legal aid and related advocacy are basic human rights. Second is inclusivity, providing equal access to services for those who are marginalized. Third is dignity. LGBTQ people are worthy of advocacy no matter their specific need for assistance. And fourth is compassion. LGBTQ people in need of legal services come to the matter with great vulnerability. To best serve those individuals and families, Lavender Legal Center must have concern and understanding for their sufferings. Your support of Lavender Legal Center helps further the mission to provide legal services, advocacy, and resources for the LGBTQ community. Together, we can build a more equitable, inclusive, dignified, and compassionate future.
Wingspan is a place full of birds. Your goal is to build a wonderful preserve that will lead you.
Are we on our own?
We are on now. So, took a little bio break. We're back here in the action. Although I guess, thank you, Ed. uh, I'm assuming that was Ed.
I don't see the video back yet. Am I just on a super delay?
Well, if that's the delay you have, it's the delay I have too. Because you know what? We're talking. Oh, I switched. Then it's a huge delay.
Okay.
Thanks for the sub. So that's working, but boy, did I not transition it right? It's telling me it's correct.
Just realized that you had zoomed in on
I
on
I
Twitch.
I refreshed and it went it caught up, but oh, now it's just showing Chris's sub. So, okay. Wow. Okay, well, we're running a little slow tonight, folks. All right. So, where we just left off right before the break, the party was camping down for the night after finding a very large serpentine seeming track moving southeast but starting to head more southerly. Uh, and they decided to stay near the road and camp down and took the opportunity to uh, test a couple things with the dragon egg that they have, and then also to attune to the dagger that they had taken. Um, so, who is taking the first watch?
I could take the first watch.
Okay.
Am I? Yeah, I'm just gonna have my egg with me at this point.
Okay. Just go stay with the egg and just keep watch. Just standing guard. Give me a perception check if you'd be so kind. Okay. The night that
Nice.
your section of the watch passes peacefully. Uh, Nothing out of
As
the
far as you
ordinary.
know.
You guys splitting it into sections? How do
I
you want to
think
do it?
Bone Splitter gets to decide because we all went to bed.
Yep, that's true.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go tap over on the shoulder.
Okay.
And when I go to bed, I'm gonna lay on my back so that my egg can have the water bed effect of my belly.
Okay.
Hey,
Blue,
so perception check
blue.
then.
Yes, if you would, please. Okay. Night, your watch also passes peaceably. The only thing that occurs is roughly 2/3 through. Um, you hear an animal. I think it's probably a fox. Uh,
What does it say?
uh, I don't remember what that song does. Uh,
Yes, you did it perfectly.
uh, but uh, oh Jesus, I don't know that Dusty even heard what does the fox say, but she was able to piece that together from it. And in the kitchen, I heard her sing it perfectly. Um, okay, uh, so you hear like the scream of a fox, and then it run off.
Are you in an OFT?
But nothing to you look around, you don't see anything.
All right, so I'll wake up Quillen and I'll tell him that something just ate a fox in the distance. But
You think the fox got away? You think the fox screamed and
oh,
ran away? Uh, but Quillen, you're up.
Um, well, we could, we then, you see, he's clearly kind of muddled by by having been sleeping. But he will send the dragonfly out, uh, focusing his attention on its senses. And so you see Quillen kind of go blank,
Does the
sitting there in his bedroll,
does the
and
dragonfly
he'll.
have dark vision?
I don't know.
I don't either.
Yes.
Uh, that's. I'm gonna just quick like can insects see in the dark?
Infrared.
They see
Yes,
in
they can.
ultra multicolor. All
Yep.
right.
So we're gonna
They
give
have
the
massive globular eyes.
yes. So we're going to give the dragonfly dark vision.
Has
So
globular vision.
which is
It
superior
says it
to
has
dark vision.
trichromatic. Yeah. So also an excellent taste in fashion for matching colors.
Nice. It
It's
sees
got
more colors
skills.
than we can see. Some of the colors it's wearing, we don't even see. but give me a perception check from the dragonfly.
We really should stat this thing out at some
Um,
point.
let's.
Well, if you're
I'll
looking
just
through
use
its
my
eyes, you're
perception
using
then.
yours.
Yeah, it's using yours. Yeah.
Kind of, but you benefit from its senses is the thing.
So if
it's
it
like
had
if
dark
it's
vision and you didn't, you
yeah.
would get that.
Yeah.
But it would you're still the one doing the looking.
Let's see if I do that right.
You might get a little motion sickness from the globular eyes.
How about an 8?
You the dragonfly circles around. It goes in the direction that Ulfred pointed you towards. You doesn't see anything that catches your attention.
Huh?
So.
I think it's fine. I'm gonna go back to sleep.
Okay. So no one has the last watch, and you guys sleep through the rest of the
Oh
evening.
wait, no. I didn't think Ulfer went back to sleep. He just woke me up and told me a fox got in.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I was back. I went back to sleep. You're on watch now.
Oh, I'm gonna go wake up Ben, tell him it's his turn for watch, and go back to sleep.
All right.
Oh, who?
Bruno.
Hey, thanks, Duh. Appreciate the sub.
Right. Well, Obi and I will have a look.
I will tell you about the fox. I'll tell you that I took a look at it. But actually, I'd like to stay up and talk to you about what you're willing to share about this shadow magic thing. And I think Quillen says I know that many people hold their magical traditions and secrets close to the vest, and I yeah, of all people, I understand that. But this corruption that's affecting my people's food. Anything I can learn about this shadow realm and the creatures that come from there, those things would only help me. Is there anything you can share or anything you'd be willing to share
Well, it seems
about
very
it?
strange that things are coming through physically from the shadow world. I don't know if it's this sort of mirror to this world. Um, I don't know anything about these plants other than that they have uh, the shadow about them. Um, but if a creature the size of what we saw is of that world and is here, that's very strange.
Well, earlier you said it was surprising that it had like come through like entirely or all the way. Like
Right,
is it
its
possible to
body,
come through?
its body came through. That's
Are there other ways to come through? Like
there are. Um, I don't pretend to know how they work, um, but
like a projection of someone's like spirit or
mm, yeah, something like that.
not their physical form. Okay.
Uh, I think I need a persuasion check before Ben will say more.
Yeah. That's so fucking persuasive.
Are you setting the DC, Ed, or are you gonna
Yeah,
do an
yeah,
opposed?
I'll just roll it and you
yeah.
tell me what.
I've got an idea of what,
Yeah.
like how you gotta persuade Ben.
Okay, there you go.
Oh no.
It's real good. It's a 4.
Well, that's a performance. Do you have a modifier in
Oh
persuasion?
shit! Hold on. Then I will roll persuasion instead of performance. Well better.
Same modifier, so similar situation.
Yeah, I really don't know yet. I'm curious to learn more. It is a strange. I don't want to say coincidence because I don't think it's coincidence, but a strange occurrence.
It is, and it's so different from I'm with with my arcane abilities, I'm used to tapping into the elementals planes, but this neighbor, this close but totally different shadow energy is very foreign.
I think it is like an element, but or more like the absence of one.
So does it behave like? I mean, like we take like fire or water or air. Like I mean, they lack emotion. They do what they do. They are what they are. Is but the shadow just seems to corrupt everything.
I think the shadow is the same. It shadow itself does not care. It is the beings of shadow that have a desire. The
And
shadow
is there
itself is passive.
is there? I know how the elements work together. There's a give and a take, but where does the shadow like? How does that play? Like water will temper fire, and uh, but is there something that's I don't know, the natural enemy of shadow, or something that
Light.
tempers it, or so any light? Or
Well,
does
I think
that I have to
probably
ask? Does that mean like radiant, like I don't know, like the divine energy, or is it literally just light?
I have to tell you, the only element I can control is shadow. So I don't know.
I can help you as you're trying to figure things out. Let me know.
I think it is very important that we follow this. If the Kalish were to come through and claim dominion of this world, it would end very badly for everyone.
Now, Paul, is that something that like elements from like the plane of fire or whatever? I mean, would they ever have I don't know, a desire to like come into other places to spread? Like, is that something that just all elements naturally want, or is this something that seems to be unique to this shadow thing?
Uh, I'm gonna ask, does Shane want to know or does Quillen want to know?
Oh, this is 100% Quillen. Shane doesn't need to know shit.
Okay.
Quillen is it'll be easier to play Quillen if he and I just know the same things.
Same things. Okay. Um, then Quillen can make a history or religion check, and I'll explain what Quillen will know based on that.
What is this? Not history of religion, because that was a terrible class. Man, it'd be nice if I could roll a little higher than a 10, but I'll take a 12.
Okay. Your history. So you are familiar with a group of people called the Tom Fee Show. I will type it out.
Nudists.
They are not nudists. Well,
They're kind of nudists.
three of them are. And you met one of them, and they were very nude. But
Ben did
Oh,
not.
Ben did not in the other campaign.
She wasn't nude when we met her. She just became nude with very little coaxing.
No, yeah, but well, she had to for you to read her body. Uh, because they are historians, and one of them is the past, one of them is the present, one of them is the future, and they have tattoos that scroll over their bodies as the past becomes present, or I'm sorry, as the future becomes the present becomes the past.
right.
And so, in order to read what is happening right now, she disrobed, and you could read her ass and find out what was happening in another part of the world. Uh, so, but
That
the
ass
future,
into nowhere.
but the future also has prophecies that, as they become reality, transfer over to the present, and then the present transfers over to the past. Um, but the Tanfi show are historians, and they say what you have read with that check is not a ton, but you're familiar with in a sort of belief that uh, The dragons came, and the elements retreated. And the elements retreated willingly, leaving open the conduits. Uh, so they could, and they have become observers. They watch the world, but they do not actively engage. Um, and the dragons take an active role, and so divine magic comes from the dragons. Arcane magic comes from harnessing elemental powers that are still through these conduits, these ley lines that run around the world.
Okay.
Which, not to go too far into the cosmology, but because there's an eclipse happening around this time, has certain things that happen based upon the way the moon aligns with Navyshla. And um, you would know this. It doesn't have any impact on you, but you know that when the eclipse occurs, because I think you guys are still probably a week out from the eclipse, if I'm counting my days right. Uh, when the eclipse comes for a few minutes, nobody will have any access to arcane or to divine magic.
And everything will be in darkness.
Everything will be in darkness. But
And it's in a week.
But that eclipse is not. It's you're gonna only have a partial where you guys are at.
But if someone from the Shadow Realm was trying to pick the best moment to come through,
Yep, that
a moment of complete darkness when all divine magic didn't function here would be the time.
for a certain part of Navyshla, yes. If you want to make a just straight intelligence roll, if you're having this thought right now.
Yeah.
Or an astrologer's tools check.
Oh yeah, if you have astrology tools. Yeah. Well, not astronomer even would work. Yeah.
Either one, really, in this instance.
Yeah, yeah.
I have alchemists, calligraphers, cartographers.
Yeah, go ahead. If that would give you a better benefit, you can use the cartographer.
All right. Well, that will just. I'm going to roll. So that'll just let me put my proficiency bonus on this int check. So I'll just do the int check here.
You guys are level 5, so what? +3.
Oh, yep. I can just roll. Yeah, I can just roll investigation because that's the same. Look at me. Anyone mind if I use a reroll for that?
Go for it. We got them.
You got them.
Okay.
Nobody's gonna buy more as long as we have them.
I will do that.
We gotta use them so people give money to Lavender Legal.
Yes.
Well, it's better. 13. Better than a 1.
Okay. So, not a terribly tough check was required. So a 1 wasn't going to
needed better than a 1.
You did need better than a 1. So you know that this is likely. Oh, I'm glad the dog is now in this room with a ball. Hold on. I am going to activate this. Oh, wrong screen. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. You know that the line of the total eclipse is going to cross predominantly right here.
Oh crap! Let me get back to that. Oh, okay.
And you are currently here.
Fucking forever away for 7 days.
So what you guys are gonna get where you're at 7 days from now is like a partial eclipse. It's barely gonna be noticeable. You could look at it like Donald Trump probably.
I don't want to look at Donald Trump.
It's its own sort of eclipse. Total eclipse of the orange. So that's what you know having this conversation with Ben.
I will share this revelation, this idea that, that would be an interesting time for a shadow being to make a move when the dragons can't act and the light is gone.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I don't know a lot. I think that the Kalich is one of 4 major powers of the Shadow. And I think most of them are probably more like your elementals. They are probably more likely to watch. But they all have something of a hunger. And I guess the Kalich's hunger got more powerful.
Let's find this creature and see what we can learn from it. And start early in the morning, press hard. Doesn't look like it'll be hard to follow.
No, it probably doesn't realize it's leaving such a trail. I don't know. I don't know what kind of creature it is. Maybe it's very smart.
Okay.
Small creatures don't generally leave big footprints.
Oh, I said smart.
Oh, smart. That's okay.
Ah, I will be curious to see what it is because, like I said, it is strange to me that it is here physically.
Okay. I'm gonna wrap the night. You guys can have taken shifts or however, but nothing further happens this evening. Um, the next morning, when Bone Splitter rigs up the egg, he gets a big belly rumble.
Sounds like
From the
treating
egg
him
or
a
from his
coffin.
belly? Like
Bigger than before.
Yeah, it's because he ate some bad. No, I'm kidding. It's no, it's the same. It's almost a cooing feeling now. You get a sense that there's a like it's almost communicative,
Hmm.
um, familiar.
You should try burping.
I was just gonna place my
Burp,
head
burp
on
at
this
it so it
this
makes your belly
guy,
do things.
Yeah,
give it a little smooch, little smooch.
little.
I'm going to try to push out a fart just to try to communicate.
Okay,
That's like the symbol. I feel like a belch is too high up, you know?
roll
Trying
for
to get to the
Make a
base of
con
this
save.
egg.
roll for shart. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Kidding.
Make a con save. See if you should have trusted that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Anything under a 500 count safe.
You're a barbarian. You probably need a nat one to fail this, but you
Yeah.
could fail it.
Nope. All right. You let out a fart and it rumbles the tummy, and you feel like you've passed on a at least the equivalent that you can muster back to the egg. Uh, but observing it visually, it doesn't appear to have changed at all. It doesn't look like it's going to hatch anytime soon. You don't have any you don't feel any movement in it other than this noise. So, and the noise you can't hear. You can only feel it.
All right.
So, uh,
I'm gonna continue telling that I keep on getting little rumbles from our little guy. I mean, I think it's trying to. I think it understands me and understands the situation, and it's I don't know, rumbling back to my farts or something.
In a manly way.
rumbling back to my farts is my new folk rock tune. Um, uh,
I go rumbling.
rumbling back to my farts. Um, so, you guys are moving on towards Decathorn. Uh, unless you wanted to go back around, did you want to circle back to the path? Is that what you were saying you wanted to do? That's right, you did say that.
I think we want to track the
Okay.
path that the creature took.
the critter.
You go back to the where you picked up the trail, um, and it it looks much the same as it did the night before. Little older, and the iridescence has faded from the stuff that you had seen on the razor grass the night before. It is now straight up matte black on the grass. But the path continues on as you saw, so you can follow the path more southerly towards Cloverdrum at this point. If anybody would like, they can make a survival check to discern anything.
If allowable, I will guide whoever's leading the party in doing such.
You started saying that before you rolled, so Tony, you can add a d4 to that if you'd like. Okay. Uh, as you guys are walking, the first mile or so, as you're walking down this kind of clear-cut path through razor grass, um, seems to be yesterday's news. Then about an takes 20 15 minutes, 20 minutes to walk a mile if you guys are moving at a fairly brisk pace. Um,
Is the cart okay here? Cart and Carl?
it would be hard to get Carl to it, but it would take some time. If you, I'm going to say you guys were, you got up relatively early and you managed to, cut through a path for him to get up to this, and he is able to move quite easily through this large, flattened out area. Um, so it's almost like you're walking on a road again. Um, but it did take some time getting him up from the path to here. But we'll just hand wave that and say that you were able to do that with, you know, whatever survival tools you have amongst you. Um, so as you're kind of, leading Carl or riding the wagon through here, uh, 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 maybe a mile, mile and a half, maybe closer to two. Uh, there's a large 40-foot in diameter depression going 5 to 10 feet, sinking down bowl like into the ground. And you can see a tree had been knocked over, and it is mostly now covered in shade, where perhaps. I don't know. We just have to. But what you see is a wide depression where the path sort of slithers into a hole, and then later on you see it moving forward again more southerly. The path continues.
Well, whatever it is, it likes to sleep.
Okay. If you
Just
would
gonna.
have to travel into the depression under the tree to come out, or go into razor grass with Carl to go around where the depression is, because the depression was made in the razor grass.
Because we have to go through, because I don't want Carl to get all cut up. That would make Ulfra angry.
Okay.
You want me to sneak in there?
I mean, if you want to.
If you want.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, do we need to get that thing, or are we gonna wait for it to come out?
I think it already came out on the other
Oh
side.
no, yeah, you can't, you would be able to see it. It's not that deep. It looks like it made a nest more than anything for the night.
Oh, okay.
Um, so you can't see all the way through it because it knocked over a tree and several like bits of brush and created sort of an overhang over it, but it you can kind of see that whatever was large enough to make this path is no longer in this depression.
Let's go through.
Okay. Uh, guys walk through and it's slick. I need an animal handling check for getting Carl down the side, uh, because it's oozing something that's still a little moist.
Let's see.
Is Ulfra our animal handling guy?
Might be.
He's our
Tony, you
muted
are
guy.
muted. All right.
I'm not great at it, but I can do it.
Good. Uh, Carl slides towards the end. I mean, you're able to guide him. I don't know if you're walking alongside and helping as Ben is sitting. I don't know where people are at, but
I think for descending this, I'll get out and walk.
okay. So the you're able to keep Carl mostly calm as he slides, but he is not able to retain his footing. And so he the 10 gets you to an unpanicked, uh, but the cart uh, wheel is damaged, um, coming through it. It jackknifes and sort of. It's not a great cart to begin with, and you have a little bit of a split in one of the axles of not the cartwheel. The axle sort of breaks on the way as Carl is not panicking but trying to maneuver down the sliding, and uh, the, the back axle breaks. So what do you guys want to do with the cart? As you're at
Well,
the bottom
and
of
always try
this
to fix it.
depression.
How many axles did we bring? Just kidding. It's my Oregon Trail joke.
Yeah. Yeah, Ulfr tries to fix it
I
and he gets dysentery.
I spent all my money on ammunition.
Yeah.
That's right.
could I use my tinker tools to try to repair it? I don't see any
You can.
difference.
You know it will take you about an hour if you're successful. If you're
Yeah,
This thing
let's see.
naps. We got time.
a good success, will take an hour. A low success, it will take you the better part of the morning to fix it.
The card is really only to hide the egg, right?
Yeah.
Do we need it? We kind of need it, don't we?
And I do think it's important to hide the egg when we are around lots of people.
Yeah. I'm just starting to do the rock like I'm holding the baby. Just starting to do the bounce. I'm just gonna walk away from the
I
party
think
while you're
doing that
working on
around a lot
this.
of people will really draw attention to it.
So yeah, I'd like to use my intelligence to fix it with Tinker's tools,
So proficiency bonus on
and
top.
yeah, and
I'll get in there with my wood carving kit and help
Nice.
him too.
Oh,
Okay,
hell
then
yes.
you can take advantage on with an aid with the help action.
Cool. And then I will also guidance myself,
All right.
so I don't fuck this up. I feel like recently I haven't
I'll
been
pick at my
really,
fingernails with my thieves' tools and not help at all.
and I've not been impressing the party with my my ability. So that did not roll correctly, but we'll take it because
Oh, there you go.
there you go.
Well, with a nat 20,
But
I'm gonna.
don't forget, I need to put
Oh yeah.
the 4 on it too. I mean,
Yeah, I was gonna say
okay.
anything over a
Oh,
16
that's
got
not
you an
right.
hour. So I'm gonna
Okay.
say you guys managed to fix this up in less than an hour.
It was
Uh,
really helpful having Ulford be able to like hold it up so I could work
yeah,
underneath it without.
yeah. Plus, he's got a couple of tools that were clutch here, with his woodworking, and
Hell yeah.
so, uh, you guys finish wrapping up the cart, getting it back on its wheels, when Ben hears the snap of a twig right before an arrow lands right in front of you guys. I don't know, Tony, what's your pumpkin time?
I probably don't have a whole lot of time left, but
Okay,
how big a bite is it?
don't know. Don't know. Do we want to just see where we're at, and if we just pick it up in the middle of it later, we'll do that?
Sure.
I'm down
Yeah.
for that. Yeah.
Okay.
That
But
works.
we can smoke it.
We can skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
Not go to work like.
All right. This is just a generic map I have made and used in other places. I'm going to draw quickly. There's your depression.
None of us have tokens with vision yet.
Okie doke. Can you guys see?
Is this
Yeah.
happening in the dark? Because I don't see anything.
Sweet. Hold on.
It's
I know
daytime.
that's been a problem in the previously.
We,
Okay.
we yeah, we're traveling during the day now.
Yeah. So
Oh, it's green. I love it.
okay. So the white is the depression. You guys are in this depression.
Okay.
Uh, I
Wow, it's so easy to see this depression.
yeah.
So much different than my other depression.
Well, I don't realize it's a depression until much later. All right.
And where would the wagon be? I feel like I'd be.
I'm trying to get that on here. I thought I had a wagon token I could throw on here. Um,
I seem to recall there being one.
yeah, I feel like I do. I did this in Call of Cthulhu a lot with cars because you guys kept using them as weapons. Um,
Well, shit. Why not now? I want to throw the wagon.
We broke them all too.
yeah, you did. Uh, let's see. All right, I do this, and then I'm gonna just have to upload, I think. Or I might just use a car from Call of Cthulhu because I have that in here.
That sounds easy. We're in this ditch with a Studebaker.
Oh no, it was a truck. That's what it was.
It's a bear in its natural habitat.
There.
He borrowed this arrow while you guys are fixing it. He's like singing lullabies to the eggs and or the egg, and he's like, "Hush, little baby, don't you cry. Papa's gonna make all the bad guys die. And if those bad guys get away, Papa's gonna make their families pay."
Nice. Okay, apparently I don't.
Ben falls asleep.
So instead of having a cool token on there just for moving us along, the cart is right here. And I know I have a Carl token. Okay, that cart's got to be bigger than that then, if that's what Carl is.
I didn't realize Carl was a Clydesdale.
There.
Well, horses are large, so 10 by 10.
This horse killed a guy. I mean,
all right, there we go.
And he got bigger because he leveled up.
He
that's
Yeah.
right.
I can level up Carl. We need a sidekick stats for Carl.
All
We're
right.
gonna go grind rats on with Carl.
Hell yeah. I see what you did there.
All right. So as this arrow falls in front of you, you immediately recognize this arrow, Bone Splitter. This is a Quailani arrow.
Mm.
Uh, and I will ask for you all to highlight your tokens. You can right-click and hit the swords, or you can just go on your character sheet and hit roll
There's
initiative.
no combat
I'm
encounter.
about to start it. There we go.
I was following instructions.
I know.
So fucking cool. Whoa, that's a lot of diz.
Well, that's just my guys rolling initiative. Oh, I think I already.
Yeah, that's still a lot of dice.
Yeah.
This is the problem.
Mm.
Are we killing these motherfuckers? I don't know. We'll find out.
Hell yeah.
Let's see. Which was it, the front or the back axle that was broken?
Back axle.
All right, there I am. I'll do that back here then.
It
Gotcha,
did
I'm
not
small. I'll
roll
probably be under there.
advantage. I'm gonna roll that guy.
Go ahead,
again.
roll it again, and I'll.
I should have chose advantage.
That's
but-
okay. Just roll a 20 and give a +3 on it and see if it's better. And I'll
Did not
update
roll?
it if it is.
All right.
Ah, damn it! That
It
20
is
was really close.
17.
It is better.
Yeah. All right. Modify.
I will modify the demons.
All right. So, first up is the one just left of the one who fired the warning shot. And this one is going to take aim at Carl.
The fucking horse.
Yep.
These well, it
These
was a
guys are
question on
dumb as
whether these
shit.
people had to die or not, but that's questions for the answer. Come on,
They don't want us to run away.
Yeah, but if they killed us, they could have a horse.
Carl wouldn't bend to them.
a
He would.
beautiful
He
Clydesdale.
totally would.
Yeah, I mean Carl's not real loyal. I mean self-preservation.
14, I think it's going to hit Carl. Yep. 4. He should get a bonus.
I like to see that.
He should get a bonus, though. No, he shouldn't, because his dexterity's that shitty. Okay. So.
Those are strength fighters.
They are strength fighters. All right. So.
They're called toughs, not agiles.
And then he will move down carefully. He will move at half speed, moving down the depression.
So he's sinking
bro.
deeper into depression.
He is 5'10".
He's going to
You
join
and me
us
both,
down
buddy.
in the pit.
He's going to use this rock as cover. He's behind this rock for cover. Okay. Everything else on here is actually as is. So you're in this. This is like 15 feet below the rest of the land here, but everything else is going to be as is. So if you see rocks, they're there. If you see big holes, they're there. Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Come on, Buttercup.
He has a second attack.
No.
Oh, this guy does not have a second attack. Never mind. All right, so that brings us to Bone Splitter.
And if I miss it, how badly wounded does Carl look?
He's about 1/5, or he's 1/5 wounded.
Okay.
He's 4/5 the horse he used to be.
Would it be an action or a free action to remove my egg?
That's just an object interaction.
All right. So, but then I wouldn't be able to take.
If you want to do it carefully and hide it, I would say that's an action. But if you want to just drop it and move, you can do it as a free action.
I am going to take my time to set it down, set it maybe nestled in the shadow of the wagon.
Okay.
And then maybe drape the leathers in such a way that I would cover as much as I could.
Okay.
And then I'm going to let's see, what's my movement nowadays? What's this guy? What you do, buddy? 30?
You do more than 30, don't you?
What?
5th level barbarian. Maybe you haven't gotten your big speed boost yet.
I think you get it. I think you have a little bit of it.
Oh.
I think at 5th, but I'm.
Let me see what my. Yeah, it says my speed is 40 on D&D Beyond, so maybe it just needs. Maybe I just need you to pull me in.
Let me see what's going on. Yeah, you are 4th level in here. Hold on a second. And 1 second, it's working. But otherwise, you can go from D&D Beyond.
Are you ragey, Bone Splitter?
Wait, now you're 10th level? You're a level 9 barbarian in D&D Beyond?
Wait, no, I'm not a level 9 barbarian. What the hell am I doing? What level am I supposed to be? Maybe I was just using this character to see what I got later.
Oh, okay. Level 5 is what I think you should be.
Alright. Well, let's not screw around.
I'll update again once you have it level 5 in D&D Beyond, but just let me know what you want to do.
Alright, still 40 speed, so I'm going to go there, and I'm going to bonus action rage.
Okay.
And they probably know who I am, and I know who they are, and I'm not even going to say anything to them. They're just going to see me run at them.
You got
and
it.
rage.
Perfect. All right, that's Bone Splitter's go. That brings us to this guy here. And he is going to fire an arrow at Bone Splitter. Oh!
Oh,
Colossal fail. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And he'll fire again. No, he does not have a second attack. Keep forgetting. I was going to give these guys 2 attacks and I realized I was overpowering them. Okay. Uh, so that will bring us to Quillen.
Yeah, Quillen's gonna peek out from under the cart. And where the hell was that? There we go. Gonna peek out from under the cart. No, don't do that. Don't be like that. I don't know how to get rid of the initiative thing or make it smaller. Anyhow, I will figure that out some other day. I'm gonna cast web.
Oh,
Up here, see 5, 10, 15, 20.
nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna put web up here, and yeah, they'll have to make a DC 15. Oh hell, is it dexterity saving throw when they start their turn there? Otherwise, they'll be restrained.
When
Uh,
when you put that block on them, was it with the web effect?
no, I just put a
Okay.
square out there for 20 feet.
Oh, okay. If
I
you
didn't know there was
cast
a
web,
web.
it should let you draw where you want to put it.
Oh,
And then I'll be able to just roll the DC on it. Actually,
gotcha.
I'm not sure if that works. It's supposed to work.
Then at some point I'll probably need my level 5 character
Oh,
also imported.
I'll up.
Uh,
Is it updated in D&D
but
Beyond?
yes.
Okay, I'll get you updated.
But
are you level 9 in D&D Beyond?
All right.
well, not yet.
Could be.
Hold on. Let me fix that. Yeah, cool. And that's
Okay, you're updated in Forge.
dang it. Can I delete that? How do I delete things?
The square.
Hold on a minute. All right. Yeah, I've cast that. I'm concentrating on it when they start their turn or enter. There's some other things too when they move around. I believe it's difficult.
It's difficult terrain. Yeah.
Oh. All right, all done. So
Just let me
what I can
know
do.
when I grab one of them. You've got the blank square in them, so I'll know.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's going to
And I
come into play
believe
right
that's
now.
now.
And it should come into play, yeah, because this guy is so he has to do a dex check. Is that right? Did you say?
Indeed.
Okay.
Dex saving throw. DC 15, or he's restrained.
Whoa. I need to grab this square that's on here.
It's like in the way.
Well, something's going on because now it won't let me grab it without grabbing my circle. So, all right, I got him. I got what I need. I got my character. Um, yeah, I can just do that. Okay, Dex check saving throw. Here we go. Oh, look
That
at
is a
this.
failure.
So that all
He
came up.
fails. He's restrained.
He's gonna fail, but I'm gonna do this because I see now you got placed measure template. It goes right here, and then I can do
Oh, and that looks way cooler.
and now I can do
Yeah,
DC
cool.
15 dexterity saving throw for that guy, which he failed. I just want to see if it works.
Yep. Cool.
All right, he would have made it on that one, but he failed it in reality. So I just wanted to see how that worked.
So
Okay, so he
So
failed.
what he can do, if he'd like, because he started his turn, he's restrained. He can then use his action to try to break free.
Yep,
Sadly,
that's what he'll do. So what's the
it's
strength
again
check? It's a
it's a
strength
strength check
Okay.
against
DC 15 again.
indeed.
All right, he does break it. So this guy is not restrained. That's the wrong guy. Oh no,
Should be this. Should be that one.
it should be that guy. I rolled the. Did I roll the right guy? I don't think I did.
They have the same name, so I don't know.
Oh well, then that's right. Okay. What's this guy's the guy with the blonde hair is a Quailani lieutenant.
Oh, so he rolls slightly different.
Yeah, he does, and I think I might have rolled his strength check the first time,
You
but I did.
did. Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Because
So
the icon shows who rolled it.
yeah, so he failed.
Right. So yeah, he's restrained in there then.
All right,
Get restrained.
that's it. He's restrained. It is now Ben's turn.
All right. Well, I really appreciate that guy moving in as close as he did because I'm going to cast Hypnotic Pattern
Nice.
right there.
Cool. Well, that one doesn't have a fun effect. Bummer. All right, so is it right away? Do I make the saves or do I wait till my
Yep.
turn? Okay.
Everybody has to make the save right now. And I actually that looks like I'm kind of splitting squares, so I might not be able to get all of them.
Eh.
Only there was a consensus in the DMG or Player's Handbook on how to play spells.
There is, isn't there? I just never look at it.
There's not. There's
Oh.
like 3 different methods, and they
Why
can
does it say he's
yield
a tough?
wildly different results.
There, I'm gonna move it over so I'm not splitting a square. So I legitimately have 4 of them. The 5th one I can't get.
Oh, okay. I can't see it because I think I have too many circles and stuff. Is it the purple square?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's on everybody except for
Okay.
this guy over here.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. All right, well that guy failed, so I'm gonna put that. So everybody who's in it failed.
Uh, it
So,
looks like one of them succeeded. The
oh,
first
you're
guy.
right. The first guy did. Yeah. This guy here
Uh,
is unaffected.
all right, so the other 3 are incapacitated.
Okay.
They are charmed and can do nothing. Have a speed of 0 for as long as this lasts. And I will just say, those 3 in the back should not bother us for a little bit.
They don't even get another save
If you
later.
hit them, they will bother you. Nope.
Uh, nice.
If they get hit, they drop out of it.
Yeah. Okay.
It's immediately over. But for now, those 3 can't do shit.
Okay. So
I
these.
think it also means they automatically get stuck in the web.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they are
Yeah.
fully
They're
incapacitated.
done. Yep. Okay. Is that Ben's